us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I think I'm fired up. I think I'm focused, and I think I'm prepared. I think I'm stacked. I think I'm packed, and I think I'm jacked. And I also think where I'm at in Pennsylvania, the Canadian wildfires are wreaking havoc. You want to look up a good soul ballad? Look up the song Wildfire by Daryl Hall. That's a great jam, y'all. Woo! But I'm pretty pumped today. You should be pumped today. We are pumped today. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to drill down on some college football big time today. On our Tennessee Volunteers, big time today. And I got to ask Brian Hartman how pumped he is. Brian, because the great Tom Gouffon heard and I mean Gouffon Moving and Storage. Hang on, let me take my hat off. He heard last week my main man, Gary Sturm, on here talking about that Argentina match. Or was that 2 weeks back, Bri? When was that, Bri? Do you know?
That was the round of 16 match against Egypt. That was last Wednesday.
There you go. So here's the deal. I got to tell you that I'm pumped. And I got to tell you that yesterday, I don't have to know a sport to know bad coaching. Do I, Bri? Do we really have to, intimately know a game to know bad coaching when we see it? Do you have to, know every little thing about a sport to know bad coaching when you see it, Bri?
Does Gufon Moving and Storage have a branch in London? Because there's some English fans that want to call on them for their coach right now.
I'm going to read you what Tom Gufon said to me about being there yesterday, because I've invited him on. He goes, Tony, I'm behind the scenes guy. He said it was an incredible experience. It was a wild and intense environment. He said those Argentina people are insane. He said in your language, those people are absolutely next level. He goes on to say the difference between that and the sports that we're used to is the sustained intensity. Tom Gufon, who presents Mike Hugan and DeMar, goes on to say the chants and cheers were nonstop. He goes, just like Gary described it. He said, I kind of thought Gary was, there's no way that could be true. He said it would be like singing Rocky Top nonstop, start to finish for several hours, and then all the way through the game. He said that's what they did. Now, Matt Dixon, I bring you in against a backdrop and ask you, is that because they're watching a very bad third world sport? I mean, can I say that in front of mixed company here on a show that's got my name on it?
Well, you just did. So, yeah.
Is that what we think?
I just think there's so little, there's not always action going on.
Yep.
There's not always a chance to score or have a game-changing moment that it leads itself to having some of that stuff.
He said the other thing he didn't get
yourself entertained in the stands.
Well, that's right, because it's a kind of a bad sport. Even though I think it's a beautiful game. Brian, when you watch the last 20 minutes of that game yesterday and people tell you there's not enough action in soccer, I'll ask them, what are they talking about? Because the last 27 minutes of that match yesterday was the motherland at one time holding on for dear life, Bri, because what their manager did was he pulled their offensive players out of the game and inserted defensive specialists. Bri, how'd that go for him?
Well, there's not a lot of action until somebody scores, and then when somebody scores, that can open up the floodgates for just a go back and forth like what we saw.
Hey, Diskin, did you watch any of it? Because it looked like they were in the Mustang package. They went into a prevent defense, Matt. That never works in any sport. In basketball, it doesn't work when you try to sit on a league.
You can't do that when you're one up against Messi, against the best.
In football,
you can't.
Hey guys, in football, when you quit putting the pedal to the metal, you make yourself extremely vulnerable for a comeback. Despite what morons like Gary Danielson think, there is such a thing as momentum in sports. And they basically said to Argentina, I'll tell you what, we haven't been to that final since 1966. Why bother? We're going to put our defenders in with 27 minutes left. Go! Here's some other things that Gufon went on to say. There weren't any blue hairs telling people to sit down at all. There was no, hey, sit down. Because everybody's standing, he said, the whole time, which is kind of how Gary described it. He said, you can't help but get swept up in it. He said, because I asked him, I said, how would you compare it to going to like a big-time SEC game in Neyland Stadium? And he said, I'd say it's about 3 times that. Now, Matt, do you buy that? These are 2 season ticket holders that one said 5 times, the other one said 3 times, Matt. Are you buying that, Matt? Are you believing that? Don't stop believing, Steve Perry?
I'd have to see it to believe it. For some of the big time games in Neyland, which is what that is equivalent to. I mean, it only happening every 4 years is kind of, makes it hard to compare to something like college football that happens, big games maybe 2 or 3 times a year at home.
Can you imagine the Tubs like standing up for a whole game and jumping up and down? And
every once in a while, what we do is we leave a tender moment alone on your Tony Basilio show. Another thing that he goes on to say, the great Tom Gufani, said, because I invited him on, I said, you want to come on? He goes, no, I'm a behind the scenes guy, but I appreciate the offer. He's listening right now. He said, I would add this. The highest stakes UT game, I would say that yesterday's game, the highest stakes games he's been at. He said, I put it at 2 times the atmosphere. He said, you just have to see it to believe it. And he goes on to say, again, I'm back to this. He said, versus, say, a South Carolina game, easily 3 times the atmosphere. Easily. Brian, are you buying? Matt Diskin's not buying. It sounds like Matt's personally offended by these people's takes. Are you buying, Brian?
They were just there, so I'll have to say I'll buy it because I can feel it on television that it's different. When you do something once every 4 years and it means everything to these countries, I'll buy it. I'll absolutely buy it. As a matter of fact, I'll buy it for higher than they're selling it.
I found it incredible. Bender of Strings, Tony, how in God's name did Knoxville not host a single World Cup team in other areas in Tennessee did? Brian, would you care to tackle that? Since I have no idea. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what went into that. I guess because it's proximity to where the matches were, and in Spain,
yes.
I think was based in Chattanooga, which was close to where their first couple matches in Atlanta were.
Yep.
So that has something to do with it. I couldn't tell you. I'm surprised Nashville didn't host somebody, but Nashville's a little bit. It's kind of not close to where a game was being played.
Good point. But you could get on an airplane and get to wherever you need to go very quickly out of Nashville. But Brian makes a great point. Nega Dave says soccer equals ZZZ. All right, let's get off the soccer. Matt, did you watch yesterday's game, by the way? The tactics used and just absolute choke job by the England manager. Did you watch it, Matt?
I had the second half on as background, and I kind of watched the last 15 minutes of it when it got exciting, and England kind of choked it away.
that poor Argentina team. I mean, that poor English team. They let that Argentina bunch start. It's the equivalent of you watch young kids play with bees nests. And when I was a kid, we had a guy in our neighborhood who was a real genius, and he thought it'd be a good idea. There was a huge hornet's nest. You know how huge they get, like in the middle of the summer, kind of like this time of the year. This one was off a tree, and it looked like something that they had just paper mache, and I don't know how they build that. I don't pretend to know. But it was huge, and it was just hanging down off this branch. And it was probably 3.5 feet in the air. So we were all, as kids, certainly capable. He got the great idea, let's get some gasoline, and we'll use some rocket fuse. Because we used to play with rockets back then. We used to have the hobby shop in our town, and you get some long rocket fuse. That's also how we built coffee can bombs, which is another story for another day from childhood. But you do things like that today, and they're going to call somebody on you. Anyway, that's what England did yesterday, Brian.
They could have lost 4-1.
Oh,
I thought Argentina was going to put another goal in there.
Just go up to the bee's nest and shake it. See how many times you can get stung. Just let them play on your end. All right, let's move along. Matt Diskin today on the blog. By the way, I'm working on a huge piece. It'll be our first of the summer. A Hoops Tuesday piece. It'll be our first of the summer. And we do these through the summer, whatever the term is. Semi non-regularly. But ironically enough, that'll be presented by my man Gary Sturm and Mortgage Investors Group. I'm also going to record a video, a compendium to it as well. But a couple of takeaways for you from the digging I've been doing on this basketball team. By far, this will be the most athletic team Rick Barnes has ever had. And I'm coming to the conclusion that Tennessee is going to be better at every position this season than they were last year. They'll be improved at every position. Now, I don't know how it all adds up. I don't know what it means in terms of what the ceiling and the floor. I don't pretend to know those things. But I'll make two controversial statements. It's going to be the most athletic team he's ever had since he's been here. Because I'm 3 sources in right now, and I've got another one I'm gonna dig on here a little later today. I'm telling you, these guys are super, and they're going to run. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get out. They're going to be really fun to watch. Anyway. So we have a lot to get into today and very little time to get there. Upon our continuance, I want to get into this. Upon our continuance, let's get into this football. And we'll do it on the other side. As we come back, we're on the other side right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a T-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 in the morning and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Leo, I'm on your second floor. Let's do this thing, shall we? Kind of fired up, kind of focused and prepared. Today we're at tclub.team. Little TLC went into the blog. And I want to drill down on some of this and have some fun with you at 865-200-5402. We're going to have what we call, and this show is only going to be as good as your participation in it. But we're going to have what we call a meet and two today. Or should we call it, guys, a meet and three? What do you got? What do you like, Matt, when you go to eat? Do you like the meet and two establishments or the meet and three? And what's a better term for this? Because I want people, maybe some folks, maybe we haven't even heard from, to go over to tclub.team. Here are some of the fun show topics that we're going to talk about today. Will Deshaun Bishop rush for at least 1,200 yards? You pick a couple of these categories and talk them out with us. Or if you want to create your own, as we think about the upcoming college football season. And I did a little research into last season and just kind of asking, how different will this year look, if at all? Will Deshaun Bishop rush for at least 1,200 yards this year? 2025, he had 1,076 yards on 182 carries, 16 rushing touchdowns, so he's already close. Offensive line's back. I mean, what will that mean this year? Will Tennessee be penalized less in 2026 than 2025? Who will lead the Vols in receptions? Staley had 873 yards receiving last season. Matthews at 813. Those guys are close. No more Brazzle to the dazzle. We continue to set this up. Will Tennessee be alive for a playoff berth in November? Will Cooper Renvier outperform Max Gilbert's 2025 and 2026? That's something Brian Hartman asked yesterday. Max Gilbert, Brian, was 14 of 19 last year, made 73% of his kicks. Renvier, or Renvier as I'm calling him, was 21 of 25 last year, which is 84% on the year. So Renvier was bet 10 points higher. Will UT's interior offensive line hold up in Southeastern Conference play? Will Tennessee miss Chaz Coleman or be able to successfully scheme around his absence? Is the laydown lineman going to be laid to rest? If not, who will be this year's laydown lineman? Will Tennessee be in a position to empty the bench at Vanderbilt? What will Heupel's road stinker be, or will he not have one? Correct me if I'm wrong. Last season, guys, Tennessee avoided the road stinker, yes? I mean, they weren't exactly scintillating with Mississippi State, but they got away with it.
Yeah, they won at Mississippi State, Kentucky, Florida, and lost to Alabama. So I guess, and everybody was expecting that. So
yeah, it's not a road stinker.
That doesn't really count.
How many passes will LaGrange Orange Jr. throw in 2026? LaGrange Orange Jr. LaGrange Orange Jr. Before you answer that, from 23 through 25, Staub attempted 98 passes, completed 53 for 681 yards. And here's a little backstory on him. He's been paid $0 NIL dollars for his services. Will UT's touchdown interception ratio improve over 2025? Now, one thing you can say about Joey football is that he could turn it over on you. Tennessee had 26 passing touchdowns last year, 10 interceptions, 2.8 to 1. Joey football threw 24 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Will the young quarterbacks, or one of the young quarterbacks, be able to surpass this? Will the true freshman start the season for the Volunteers? And then maybe any other questions you come up with that you want to answer. But let's do a meet and two at 865-200-5402. Matt Diskin, would you like to take on any of the topics above as a meet and two icebreaker? Also, couple with the SEC. Which SEC team's going to be the biggest bust in 2026? And which SEC team is going to be the biggest surprise? If Tennessee has a quarterback that can play, they might be a candidate to be the biggest surprise.
Who are the bust candidates? Texas, LSU, Georgia.
Yeah, anybody with high expectations.
A&M.
A&M.
Oh, man.
Oklahoma.
A&M's a good one. Yep. A lot of bust candidates out there. So that's our meet and two. If you want to get in hunting in the mix with us at 865-200-5402. Give me a couple topics, Matt. Unpack them for me.
I can answer just about any of them. Just read one or two off to me that you feel.
Will Bishop break the rushing yard record, which is how many yards do you think he'll get on the season?
The 1,200. If he's healthy all season, I think he'll get over 1,200 because I think you're going to lean on your run game a lot with the young QBs. Yeah, let's say he gets that. Yeah, I think you lean on the run game, and he's been pretty durable, and I think he'll have a nice season. Just got to stay healthy.
All right, let's go to the second one. As we'll make our way through. Now I want the listener just to pick a couple of these, but I'm gonna let Matt go through these real quick. And Bri. Will Tennessee be penalized less in 26 than 2025? In 2025, the Vols committed 6.3 penalties per game, which actually was down for them. I know people like to beat on hype on the penalties, and last season they were 7th in the SEC, which is a pretty respectable number, 79th in America in penalty yards per game. That's a good number for a Josh Heupel coach team. I'm not being funny here. Penalty yards per game, they were 55.6, 6th in the SEC, 75th in FBS. Matt, I'm not trying to be funny here. That's actually pretty good for Heupel. Will it be better this year?
Maybe not better because I mean it was really good. It was a huge improvement over really Heupel's entire tenure. Kind of got lost in last season, kind of like the baseball team and like fielding, like being really good. You made some improvements in some of the small things, even though it didn't help you results wise wins and losses. I think they'll probably be about the same there, which again, I think I'll take that. It was a really good improvement given their style of play. If you can cut down on some of the personal foul penalties on defense, that would be a big help because you had some of those were just killers last year.
What? Does Jim Knowles' units get penalized? Are they good with penalties as far as
you have Google? You have Google, honey? Look it up. Quoting the great Dave Sander, who taught me school 2 miles from here, look it up. You'd ask him a question, he'd go, look it up. So, Brian, look it up. Get back to us on that. Moving along. Unless, Matt, you know off the top of your head, Jim Knowles' defenses? It feels like something we're going to have to look up.
Yeah, I looked it up when he got hired initially, but I can't. Whatever it was, it's not really remarkable. It didn't stand out either way because I can't remember.
It's kind of like this first half hour of the show. Will Tennessee be alive for a playoff berth in November? Here's the schedule. Furman at Georgia Tech. The Amachi tailgate for the kids, Kennesaw State on September 19. September 26, Texas. October 3rd, Auburn. October 10 at Arkansas. October 17 with Alabama. And then October 24 at South Carolina. Matt, what do you got to get through in that stretch, that 7-game stretch, if you're going to be in the playoff hunt and in the mix? I put only 2 losses, and you're in the hunt and in the mix going into November.
Yeah, you got to be at least 5-2 going down the stretch to do that. Which, I mean, I think even last year's team was in that spot.
Brian Hartman, how do you answer that?
It'd be tough if you have more than 2 losses. I think you want to be sure that you're in the top 20 of the initial the ranking that comes out when they reveal the playoff rankings. You want to make sure you're at least somewhere in the top 20 to have a shot.
Question is, give me a take. Will they be? Will the Vols be at least 5-2 heading in November? Yes or no?
I say
before you answer that question, the losable games are at Georgia Tech, obviously. Texas here, which many people think's a loss. I don't know about Texas, man.
Texas could be that team that bust.
Yep, and they also have a lot of internal pressure at Texas, playing at Texas. That's a highly, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a highly dysfunctional place. Then you have the Auburn game here, which is a sneaky. There's 2 doorway games in September. Georgia Tech's a really dark doorway game. If you lose that, you're going to go down a dark. Your season's going to get dark. Negative would love that. He would be in his glory if the Vols lost at Georgia Tech, because then probably going to lose to Texas, and then the October 3rd game in Auburn. Against Auburn. For some reason, I keep thinking it's the end of September, but it's the same thing. I mean, season starts late this year, which is weird. September 5. What do you think, Matt? What's the number? What do you have their record, Matt, after 7?
Let's go 5-2. Let's say they're 5-2.
Who would the losses be to right now, in your alleged opinion? We're spitballing here. Who cares?
Either Texas or Bama. I think you win at least one of those.
Yep.
That means
although if you do that, Georgia Tech. 6-1 would be on the table.
Yep, but at Arkansas, that's kind of a dangerous game. At South Carolina, I don't get what Phil Steele. I love Phil Steele, but that was 3 days ago, and I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if I agree with that. But let's move along. So if you want to tackle that in our meet and 3, and you say happy to meet you, here are my topics I want to talk about. Will Cooper Ranvier outperform Max Gilbert? Yes or no, Matt Diskin? What do you say?
Yes, he will outperform him. You will not miss multiple big kicks that decide games this year.
Gilbert had about 10-point higher season last year, and he made a couple big kicks for Louisville,
and a much stronger leg.
And he has a stronger leg, yeah.
Yeah, I think. You upgraded there, probably pretty significantly. So yeah, I think he has a better year.
Will UT's offensive line on the interior hold up in SEC play, Matt? Last year, our center had his issues. What's your answer to that?
Yeah, you should be improved. I mean, all those guys are back. You've got another year together. So Pendleton, becoming more comfortable at center. So, yeah, I think the interior of your line is probably going to be the strength of it. Although David Sanders at left tackle's kind of, you hope he has a quiet year because that means he's doing his job.
Yep, no doubt about it. Moving along. Chaz Coleman. Hard to miss what you never had. But you play the season against the backdrop of knowing that he's a whiff. He's a weird whiff, but he's a whiff. Might have practiced once. You can't make that up. How much do they miss him, Matt? Is this something we're talking about a lot during the season? Or do they find a way to compensate? What do you say?
I think you'll continue to bring it up for whatever reason. But, no, I think they'll figure out a way. He's never really been on the team. He didn't really produce last year at Penn State, so it's not like you had these high expectations for him. It's just you had potential there, and it just didn't work out. So I think that the Tulane transfer is probably your best pass rusher, and I think Knowles will scheme up a few things to make up for losing Chaz Coleman.
It affects depth, though. I mean, that's the only thing that I can see because you can't miss what you've never seen.
Well, Bri, it's going to be a real issue. Well, if you can't figure out a way to have a quality SEC defense against the run on that side of the field, it's going to be more than the depth piece. It's going to be a real issue. But maybe they can figure out a way around it. The one good thing is that Tennessee's got a plethora of linebackers. And this Perlotti guy, they could really use him as a CQB, hit QB guy. There's certainly a world in which that exists. C quarterback, hit quarterback, go get quarterback. The issue, though, is what do you do against the run? And how many teams that you play on your schedule that have the ability to exploit that? Texas certainly does. With the bigger backs they brought in. They purposefully but again, they're a reworked offensive line. See, Matt, I don't know about Texas. I get why people love them. I get the Arch Manning factor and the stars. But they still have to do it on the field for me. But that's where I'm at. I don't know. Let's move along. I don't know. The Perlotti thing, I think he's one to watch here. All right. This is something during the hype era. He's done a lot of great things. Are we the only team in the country that does, after the extra point, we have an injury? I'm going to start calling them like casualties. We have a casualty event. These guys that do this at Tennessee are really world-level soccer player actors. And you have to tip your cap to them. Who's it going to be, Matt? Is Shad Umaroff, is he too valuable, Matt, to be the laydown lineman, or is he a pretty good candidate? Because he's done it in years past, and he's really good at it. He rides around in pain on the ground. What do you think?
I think he's still got that first team job locked up for the time being, and unless he's a starter, which I would think he's probably the kind of swing man, your sixth lineman. So yeah, I think he's still got the.
Who else does it, guys? Brian, can you think of anybody else in the game that does the lay down lineman deal? Because I can't think of anybody that does it. I know teams. Look, we know Lane Kiffin will have guys get on the ground and fake injuries, and there are some other teams that do it.
Comrade Golish did it at South Florida, and
Boom,
I assume he'll do it at all.
So he took it with him. I wonder.
The lay down lineman ball.
I wonder if now that they ought to have a trophy. Somebody in the audience ought to mint a trophy for that, or maybe we will, and bring that thing down to Calhoun's that Friday, and let's celebrate the lay down lineman ball. Maybe we'll have to come up with a name for it.
After watching the World Cup, all you soccer fans can't say anything about the lay down linemen because those soccer players flop on every time they get touched. That's ridiculous.
Go!
Tennessee should implement the magic spray that those soccer teams bring out there that they spray on guys when they grab the wrong body part that initially was hurt and they spray them and then that magic spray. I wish Tennessee would implement that into their lay down lineman gimmick.
Umaroff is by far Tennessee's best lay down lineman because he gets on the ground and he does this thing where he sells for the injury. They bring somebody out. They start feeling around like they're Wade Houston, get ready to insert a player in the lineup. They start feeling his body part. He kind of winces and sort of stays with it. Favorite thing about the soccer deal, Bri, is that a guy will lay there and act hurt, but if he sees the referee's not going to blow the whistle and he sees the run of play and they have an advantage, they get up and they have a miraculous recovery and they start chasing. That is the dumbest thing in the world. No, I'm sorry.
Maybe they're
just stupid.
Trying to take a little bit of a breather. They're running around.
There's no question.
They just want to.
That's what they do. That's what they do. And all the players on the field know that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what's going on. Yeah, that's the point, Bri. There's no doubt that's the point. So we go to lay down lineman. Umaroff, we think, could be the guy. Matt, will Tennessee be in a position, and this goes out to Vandy Dandy and the couple of Vandy fans that like to chime in, and we couldn't find you with a search warrant before Pavia. And after he goes, you're going to go just like cockroaches. Just like you're going to go right back into your masticating selves. Total masticators. Total cockroaches. Will Tennessee, Matt, be in a position to empty the bench at Vanderbilt? Yes or no? Will that be a Ryan Staub special at the end of that game? A hammer job.
I don't think the third team QB gets in, but yeah, I think it's a hammer job on Vandy there. I think Vandy gets beat up throughout the season, and they obviously take a massive step back.
What will Josh Heupel's road stinker be? Or will he not have one? Brian Hartman. Tennessee avoided this last year. The Mississippi State game, they were that was pretty dead effort by the Vols, but they got out of there with a W. Our defense was, how do you put this? Unacceptable would be a good place to start. They were pretty unacceptable that day. The chances this year are you've got South Carolina,
Georgia Tech,
and Arkansas. Those are your real road stinker games. I think the Georgia Tech game is too early in the year to call that thing a road stinker. Road stinkers are buried later in your schedule, and they're just games that feel like they come out of the twilight zone under this coach. And they happen. They do happen. But they happen to everybody.
If he has a road stinker against Arkansas, considering they've got a first-year coach, a new QB, that would really be a bad look. I'll go with South Carolina because they've got a veteran quarterback and a coach who's been there as long as Heupel's been here. So I'll say it could be South Carolina again.
The thing I like about the South Carolina game this year, though, is that it occurs after South Carolina has already accrued some hits on their quarterback because, Matt, that kid's going to get hit a lot. He's kind of a one-man show. He's a great player. I'd love to see that guy in our offense. He'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot around him. Their offensive line was one of the worst in the league last year. And yeah, he takes a punishment. And it just doesn't have a lot of help around him. They just don't have playmakers in the running game or even wide receiver. They spend a lot on him and the defensive end, who are both really good players, especially the defensive guy. But yeah, I think Lenore Stellers is. You just don't get 100% him once you get a month into the season.
That's what I hate to say that, but from a Tennessee perspective, maybe this 2 years in a row without a road stinker. I don't know that losing at Georgia Tech would qualify as a road stinker. I mean,
I think it would to some.
But, Brian, you're going to have a true freshman quarterback out there playing in a night game in a pretty hostile environment. If you lose that game, you lose that game. It's college football. You disagree, Matt, or agree with me on that?
I mean, a lot of it depends on how the game plays out. I mean, what if your freshman quarterback plays well, but your defense gets torched? I mean, what if you commit a bunch of penalties and have 4 turnovers? That's a road stinker.
True.
I mean, if Georgia Tech comes out and they kind of just beat you in a back and forth game, like it's a little bit different than beating yourself. So how the game plays out, I don't think he could be really considered a stinker given it's 2 pretty even teams. I mean, the stinker to me is you lose a road game when you're favored, which is unfortunately what's happened a little too much for Tennessee.
Great point. All right, so let's get back to the quarterback spot. Over/under passes on the year, GMAC, Matt. Before we get to Ryan Staub, I'm going to throw a little audible. And by the way, to the folks on YouTube, if you want to share some of these that you want us to tackle, since we're winding through, I got to tell you, man, here in southeastern Pennsylvania where I'm at, it's kind of a bummer. I was going to take my brother Steve swimming today. He's still going to come over, but I'm going to have to break his heart. A buddy of mine's got a really nice setup, swimming pool, the whole deal. And I was going to take Steve there. These Canadian wildfires have blown in to the point where I can barely see out my brother's window right now. They're telling everybody basically to stay inside up here today. We had that several years ago, didn't we, in Knoxville? I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. It was really, really thick there for a while. For some reason, 2022, 2023, at any rate, it's nasty up here. With that smoke,
with Canada, they can't keep they got
I don't know
firefighters to.
I don't know.
Maybe we should send some help up there.
I don't know. We are. There's no question. Yeah, we are. Matt, if we were just kind of putting a betting line thing together, and you're wanting to incur action on it, how many passes for GMAC this season, Matt?
I think he'll probably play in a couple of games. 23.5.
That's a low number. Matt might be right.
Well, I think he's your backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's a low number. The Nakos guy from On 3 got people stirred up. I mean, look, he's just saying what we're all hearing. Now, there's a world where the guy, when they show up in a couple weeks and the pads go on, and Heupel's going to pretend next week at the SEC Media Days that there's a quarterback battle, but he always pretends. Heupel's a bad poker player because, I mean, nobody believes him. I was talking to somebody the other day in an appearance, and they said, well, What is he going to look to accomplish at the SC meet? I said, accomplish? Josh Heupel? He's going to go on the stage, say nothing. He doesn't go into things like that trying to set any kind of tone or agenda or anything like that. I'm sorry. I answered the question honestly. I'm sorry. That's how I'm wired. That's an honest answer, right, with this guy? Some of these guys do that. They want to set a tone. This guy doesn't use the media for anything. I don't expect him to say anything interesting next week. Do you guys? By the way, while he's going to pretend like we have a quarterback competition, though, he is going to do that. Yes, that will be done. He's not naming. He's not even going to like say, "Hey, we really love this freshman." He's going to say, "We have two guys. The best will play." That's how he's going to. That's what I think he'll do, based on Heupel of years past. Because he literally could care less, and that's okay with me. Coach your football team, win games. That's we don't need an entertainer as a head coach. Moving along. How many passes, Matt, should Ryan Staub be ready to throw this year? Lagrange Orange.
I'd put the number on him at 3.5.
He probably plays, truth be told, in the opener. In the Furman game. If Furman's as bad as Steele says that they are, there's a chance he plays in that game. Some of you have been telling me this summer he's going to play. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not going to play. Matt, explain to them how he plays. What's his path to getting serious time, Matt? Explain that to the living woolly one.
The two guys in front of him are probably, I'd say one of them gets hurt and the other one is totally non-effective. Are they both hurt?
Yep. They're either both really brutal.
Or it's another recruiting miss.
Yeah, they're either both really brutal. And I mean brutal. For him to have to play, and I'm not knocking him, it would have to be brutal, to quote Tony Bruno. Or both guys get hurt. All right, so my brother Steve just came, and there's no telling what's going to happen here. He just got dropped off. It's very next level. All right, Matt, will UT's TD to interception ratio improve over 2025? What do you say to that, Matt?
It was 24-10 last year. Is that what you said for Aguilar? I think you cut down on both numbers this year. I think you have fewer touchdown passes, but also you have fewer interceptions as well, because I think you'll be a little bit more cautious with the quarterbacks. So the ratio will probably be similar, but I think you cut down on both touchdown passes and interceptions.
Hey, Steve, I'm doing my radio show right now. Can you? I got one more hour left. 1:00 Eastern time. See, look, that's the video right there. I'm on the video. Let me show you. Yeah, see the video. Look, here I am, buddy. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm on the radio. Yeah, there I am, buddy. See, you're there now. There you are, Steve. Breaking it down scientifically, aren't you? Yes. And there's Mildred calling me. Let me tell her. Hey, Mildred, I got Steve. He's in here with me. You're the greatest. I love you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you.
What's your bathing suit?
My bathing suit? I don't have my bathing suit.
Where's Steve's bathing suit?
Where is it?
At home.
Well, see, I don't think we're going swimming today because of the smoke. Yeah, it's too smoky outside. You having trouble breathing? There you go. Thank you, buddy. So what we'll do, Steve, is what we'll do is you and I We'll go get a pizza, and we'll come back here and we'll hang out. What do you think?
Yes.
You good or bad like that?
Good.
Right on, buddy. All right, let me get you. Hang on a second here. I'll take a timeout and we'll get something on the TV in the other room. What do you want to watch on TV today? Price is Right. Okay. Matt, are you for or against my brother?
I think Price is Right's about over, isn't it?
No, he goes
I'm
on.
I'm always for it, Steve. So always.
Yeah, he doesn't watch it live.
Okay.
Steve, what channel you watch Price is Right on? What's it called? No, you watch it on what's the game show network called now? What's on there? What's that channel called? Rivet or Button or what's the thing called? Buzzer? The Buzzer Network.
Roku has about everything on it.
Yep. The Roku, yep.
Maybe Titansville can recommend something he can watch.
Hey, Steve, Salty Vol wants to know if you want some ice cream for lunch. You going to eat ice cream?
Yes.
Okay. What else are you going to eat?
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream. Okay.
Go swimming next Thursday.
We can go swimming. Yeah. I'll cover you. Yeah, we'll go swimming. Yeah. If the smoke gets out of here, maybe I'll take you this weekend somewhere. Yeah. But we can't go today. I love you. I don't want to hurt you. You don't want to get that in your lungs, buddy. Okay. I know this is great radio for people. I'm sorry. Seymour Joe said, I love how Steve's a part of our family. Actually, no, Seymour Joe, he's not a part of your. Matt, are you thinking this is next level or no? That he just kind of barged in?
I'm for it.
I mean, there's really not much I can do about it.
You might as well give him a headset.
Steve, we're going to go get some pizza, though, at 1 o'clock, okay? So I'm going to get you. Do you know how to turn Richard's television on in there? And keep it low, okay? Because I'm doing what I'm doing in here, buddy. And by the way, I love your hat. I love your Phillies hat. Where'd you get that? At the store. Okay. See if you can flip it on. All right. All right, hang on, Steve. I'll be right there. I'll tell you what let's do. Let's get a brief timeout. Anything does and will happen on this program, I apologize for that. Why am I apologizing? No, I'm not going to apologize. Steve, we'll turn it on in there, okay? You hang out in there? Okay. Let me ask you a question. All right? We're going to go get pizza, right? And we'll go get some ice cream. You want to eat the pizza down there or you want to eat it here? We can go pick it up and bring it back here and eat, hang out. We can play with Alexa again. You remember how you had Alexa playing music for you? What songs are we going to ask Alexa to play? What songs? Give me a song we're going to ask Alexa. What, Groovin' by who? 1967, Young Rascals, Groovin'. Pretty next level. Huh? I'll help you, yeah. If I can figure it out. We might have to call our brother and have him walk us through it. Brief timeout. We come back with more on the other side as we continue. It is your Basilio show. We'll get some calls in. It's our meet and three. Those are our topics. Take a couple of them. Let's talk it out. Several different topics up for grab, including the big question, which is Heupel going to throw that true freshman out there? Is that really going to happen? Matt believes it is. I believe it is. Pete Nikos believes it is. More and more people believe that's going to happen. Am I saying 100% it's going to happen? No, but I believe it. Because ultimately, these guys ultimately don't want to do that. I have a link today, which maybe we can get into on the other side, as well as some calls in hour two. It is a very, very, very mixed bag when you throw a true freshman out there in this league. It's very, very hard to be successful with that. Even for like really great teams, it's hard to do that. We continue with more on the other side. And we continue. And we appreciate you. We're back with more after
You're
this.
listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsurantetn.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance.
Only 3 homestands remaining for your Knoxville Smokies, and some of the best promotions are still to come. Join us the last week of the month for Paint the Park Pink Night or Knoxville Giants Night. In August, we've got UT Night and free hot dog night, and we end the season in September with Ice Bears Night and Fan Appreciation. So much fun still to come. So get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
Knoxville Smokies.
TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Basilio back with you, 865-200-5402. I thought this topic would go over really well, but we have one caller on hold, so what do I know? I'd encourage you, though. We want to hear from you today at 865-200-5402. My brother just said, Steve, and we're going to open up the high noon phone lines here momentarily. I'm not going to do a high noon overtime because Steve and I are going to go get some pizza and go hang out. And we'll probably get back here and stay inside. Anyway, so we're doing a meet and two today at 865-200-5402. I've got a cornucopia of things to talk about for the season. Before we go to the phones, and Rusty's going to be our first caller, and And Rusty, I'm sorry, I know he's been hanging there for a little bit. Hey, Matt, SEC's biggest bust of 2026. What you got? Phil Steele said it's going to be LSU. He said they're going to jump out, rank in the top 10, and they're going to combust as the year goes along.
Yeah, well, they got a tough schedule to start, so it might get sideways early for them. That's a good pick. I don't know if Oklahoma counts as that because they're kind of in that fringe playoff talk, but I think they take a big step back this year too. I think they had a lot of things go their way last year, and they won some close games. They won close road games in Knoxville and Tuscaloosa, which were impressive. But I'm not sold on Mateer as a high level quarterback. And I think the Sooners take a big step back.
I kind of like Mateer that he's a competitor, Matt, but he's a really funny, weird, inconsistent player. He does crazy things in big games, but he does compete. I give the guy credit. He does compete. I see what you're saying with Oklahoma. Surprise team, Matt. 2026. Jump out there. Surprise team in our league. Or maybe there isn't one.
I'm not. It's hard to have one because they all are. Most of them are typically ranked pretty high. Maybe Florida, which I would hate to see, but Florida could potentially be that.
Yeah. Because there's not a tremendous amount expected of them. And if they win 7 or 8, you can look back on the year and go, wow, Florida got a nice club, and they rotate back on Tennessee's schedule next season. All right, let's go to the phones. If you want to get in, it's our meeting too. We'd like to meet you. Pick a couple of our topics. Let's talk about it, including whether or not we see the laydown lineman this year. Does Faison Brandon start at quarterback? Does Deshaun Bishop go for over 1,200 yards? Tennessee least penalized this year. Who leads the team in receptions? Will the Vols be alive for a playoff berth in November? The kicking situation. How missed will Coleman be? Who's your laydown lineman? Do the Vols empty the bench at Vandy? Does Heupel have a road stinker? Ryan Staub at quarterback. Do we see him? Somebody just called him Heupel's ace in the hole. Yeah, he's an ace in the hole, all right. He'll be in the hole. I'll say that. Let's get Rusty in here first, Faction and Furiously, who had to really admire the coaching job done by Argentina. Rusty, for those that didn't watch, or from England, what rivals that from a Tennessee perspective? Anything come to mind in terms of that horrendous coaching job? Because that was awful.
What Tuchel for England did? Anything that rivals that? I mean, the last 30 minutes were the epitome of the entire 2012 defense. when we led the SEC in scoring at 38 a game and won 5 ball games.
I mean, they had zero
game,
chance.
I don't know.
Rusty, they had zero chance. They had zero chance in the last 20 minutes. Why they did what they did when you have Messi on the other side in full form. It's not like he's an old man.
It's a great point. Me and my buddy talked about it last night. He's a huge Chelsea fan, and Tuchel, England's coach, won the Champions League, the biggest trophy in Europe, some would say, as their manager like 3 years ago. And they played the exact same way. They would try to get a goal lead and then sit on it and hide and sit back and just suffer and hold on to a 1-0 win. And guess what? You might be able to do that sometimes, but it's real hard to do if the other team's got Lionel Messi.
You're not stopping. I mean, for people that don't watch the sport, we were talking about Chuck Webb the other day, for those who are around during the Chuck Webb time. He's like Chuck Webb, except he's got a soccer ball at his feet. You cannot stop him. You can't. When he decides he's going around you, he's going around you.
But he is. He's incredible. He is Brady, Jordan, Tiger. He's every bit the level of those guys for how great they were to their sports. It's insane. But the equivalent I can give you is I can't think of a prime example, but it's the same as a team having a 7-0 lead in football And every time they touch the ball on offense, they take 3 knees and punt and then play pregame.
Here's a good one from a South Carolina Gamecock fan watching us on YouTube. He said it's exactly what Frank Beamer did in the second half last year against A&M. And they got Shane Beamer.
Yeah.
Shane Beamer. They got rolled in the second half. That's a very good one.
That's a very hats off to that dude. That's a really, really good. The Falcons in the Super Bowl against the Patriots up 28-3 and just saying, we're not trying to score again. We still got Julio Jones, but we're not going to. We still got Jude Bellingham. We're not going to try to score the rest of the way.
How can you have a dominant player like Bellingham and then the runs they had early in the game and then just decide, okay, we got our goal, that's it, and think that's going to hold up against those guys? Because we all knew watching it, Brian and I were texting, and it was like, if Argentina scores 1, they're going to score twice. You knew that was coming. We all knew that was coming.
Yeah. I see it a lot because I watch enough Premier League where underdogs get 1-0 leads and play the same way, and they're just trying to survive. And sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. But it's the same thing. But the thing about this one was England wasn't necessarily the underdog. It was pretty even. It was in the first half, all the possession and shots on goal was basically right down the middle. And England just said, we're going to stop trying to attack. But anyway, lay down lineman, quarterback. I've said it 100 times. If Faison's not our quarterback, then we're in trouble. And we may still be in trouble. And Tennessee may be the most surprising team or the team that underachieves the most, depending on if Faison Brandon can at least be what the guy at Michigan was last year. If he can be just that guy for us, Underwood, then we could be the surprise team. And if he is terrible or mid, we could be the team that underachieves the most in the SEC.
Yeah, this Tennessee team has a wide range of outcomes this year, I think. I don't remember a year like this.
When you have a great O-line returning, good running back, solid receiving core, and you think you made a big upgrade at defensive coordinator, but your quarterback is completely unknown, the gamut is in front of us on what could be the outcomes. And we're not giving up on the lay-down lineman, I don't believe. The question is, should there start being some kind of punitive damages for doing it?
Well, here's the thing. If Golish comes into this league and he starts doing it, and all of a sudden, because with one team doing it, it's fine. Golish does it, and if the Tennessee-Auburn game, there's some quick scores in the game, which with Byron Brown, there's a possibility that happens, and they lay down in the same game. My favorite thing is the announcers acting like these guys are really hurt.
They don't know what's going on.
And it's the same guy every time.
They don't know what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. Why would you pretend? If I was calling, Dave Neal got upset, and I don't blame Dave Neal because he's doing trash games. Yeah, and they're laying down during trash games. I mean, what are you laying down during a trash game for?
I know. Which is worse, though? Is doing the lay down lineman thing where you're just trying to get a little more rest for your defense, longer commercial break, is that worse? Or is the laying down to stop a team who's trying to play fast on offense? Which is the worst, most egregious offense, in your opinion? Or in Dixie or Bronny's too?
Hey, Matt, Matt, you tackle that. That's a great question. The Lane Kiffin version of that, which is have a guy just lay on the ground, which he's done before.
A sniper from the sideline, take a guy out after a play.
Yeah.
Where it's basically a signal from the sideline. I think that's a lot worse. I gave Heupel credit. It was kind of unique and funny when they first started doing it.
Yes.
But once you became kind of a serious program and kind of built up some depth defensively, you needed to do away with it. But it was a great gimmick when he started, and it was useful. But with so many timeouts and breaks now, I think it's worn out. And again,
it is.
I think it hurts you with officials I can't prove that. I just don't think it gives you an advantage with officials when you kind of make a mockery of the game by constantly doing that.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Dixie. I think it does hurt you with officials. I also think the doing it so you can make a mass substitution on your defensive line and so you can not let a team play hurry up offense. I think that's more egregious, but both are tacky. Tony, I have a praise for you that I want to throw and a brag on you. And then I have I'm going to come at you a little bit. Listening to you and your brother, Steve, interact is about as heartwarming as it gets, man. And thank you.
He's a good dude, man. We love him.
Yep. It's beautiful. The coming at you part is I heard you kind of going off on the Argentina Swiss thing where they called the yellow card on Argentina. They looked at it and they said, nope, it's clear simulation. It's the guy's second yellow card and we're sending him off. And you thought it was atrocious the way that happens all the time. If you watch the sport, it happens way more than you think where they overrule a foul that was called and switch the card from the defensive player to the offense when they look at it and see that there was simulation. And I loved it because what the Swiss player did is worse than what Ole Miss does. It's worse than the laydown lineman. Throwing yourself into the oblivion and going down when nobody got near you shouldn't just be a yellow card for simulation. It should be a straight red card. Send him off the field. You do that in the sport, and you will stop all the flopping.
Do that in all these sports. I will accept that because if you do that in all these sports, the one thing you can take away from any competitor is playing time. Even the richest guys in the world want to be out there.
Yeah,
that's how these people are wired. It's a great call.
And in that game, putting your team down to 10 men, it's even more.
I'll receive I'll receive that.
Penalize Ole Miss or penalize anybody that's doing it. Penalize us 15 yards on the kickoff if we do it. I don't care. I'm all for punishing these things. Thanks, buddy. Love you.
Thank you. I guarantee you, to his point, if you told Heupel and quietly down at the SEC meetings or even called, if they get in the season and Auburn's having any kind of success with quick scoring, I don't know that they will. I don't know if they have the personnel for that. I guess we're going to find out about everybody. But they do that sort of thing, and it sort of becomes known that they're doing it. Hey, Matt, he brings up a really good point. 15-yard penalty. I wonder if Heupel at that point quits doing it. I wonder if that's punitive enough for him.
If you get, I think would be, I mean, all it takes is the league office behind the scenes saying, "Hey, cut that out. We know what you're doing. Quit doing it." Like I don't think it happened. It needs to get them the field. It should have already happened.
Yes.
At this point,
maybe
the officials want the break too. Who knows? Because they obviously continue to let it go on.
On the subject of quarterbacks, people are saying in the chat that this Halsley's a joke because they haven't developed GMAC. I don't know that you're going to develop. I mean, I'm not here to knock this guy. I'm not. That's not Halsley's fault. It's just not. I mean, they're paying a guy $1 million. And I'm not here to rip the guy, okay? But he wasn't very good in the spring, and he's really inconsistent, and that's who he was when they brought him in. And, I mean, Kelly Holcomb keeps it real when I'm on Plaster's show. It's a very interesting deal because Plaster knows those people. He's close to those people. It feels, the energy feels, Kelly don't say that. And Kelly's like, look, watch a guy in high school, and I kept looking at him, kept thinking, why is anybody going to play with a guy like him that's kind of slight and is not consistent? He's just not a good decision maker down to down. And Kelly's takeaway was, I'm not surprised at all. This is the conversation that we're having close to a year and a half into that guy's career. He said that's pretty much what he said. And when you're doing that in high school, it's going to be really hard to get away from that in college. And I don't think that's a coaching thing. Now, you can say the head coach and the evals, and I'll go with that all day long. The head coach and the evals, a quarterback, it's extremely odd. You know, Heupel's had a weird run here in that regard. There's no denying that. And he'll be, when GMAC gets passed over here, he'll be another card in that. What you have to hope for, though, is that Faison Brandon's good enough to make you forget about all of it. Because if he's just okay this year, but he doesn't look like he kind of fits what they want to do, then we're going to have, then Houston, we're going to have problems for 2027. Because the other thing that's going to go on in the sport is these 5-year guys, these veteran guys, teams are going to lock down the guys that can really play. I'm back to last year's free agent class. I'm talking about this last offseason. And I like to say you should add a quarterback. And Matt says, well, who would you going to add? Who are you going to add? Which is a great point. Because the really serious programs lock their guys down. And so the guys that hit the open market, I mean, in Phil Steele's parlance, Bry, I wasn't a big fan of Leave It. I said it on the air. Were you a big fan of Leave It, Bry? I thought they should have left Leave It.
He just didn't seem to be completely durable as much to me. I there was something about him that was just missing.
I'm not a big Leave It guy.
I wasn't really a big fan of Sorby either. And I thought, well, just let Aguilar see if we can get him back another year if you're going to do that.
Sorsby would have been a gamble.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, he would have been a gamble. Hey, Diskin, I think you're right about what you said. Now, I do think they should have had more of an option or another option or whatever the phrase I'm trying to say is, a phrase that doesn't pay. But let's come back on the other side. I want to hear from you. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Well, you should have gotten a better option as your backup, your fallback than the Staub kid who is, I mean, more or less, I think he's kind of on scholarship, but he's kind of more of a grad assistant coach type role where he's like transitioning into coaching as opposed to being a legitimate quarterback that's competing for the job. But the Aguilar thing, was there anybody out there that was an upgrade over Aguilar? Because we thought Aguilar was kind of not a sure thing, but pretty likely that you could get another year with him, and you were probably going to get him at a relative discount compared to what the market value would be of a guy like him. And there just weren't guys out there that you could do that with. Unfortunately, you had a home stinker in the offseason in the court.
Yeah. The thing about Faison Brandon is that he better be a hit. Not an okay player. He better be a hit. That's what I've settled on. I don't think GMAC's going to be a hit. Now, he could come in, have a good couple weeks, and win the job back, so to speak. I mean, that could happen. The crazier things have happened than that. They don't want to start a true freshman. But at the end of all this, the Brandon guy better be able to really play. Or it can cook your whole deal here if you're Josh Heupel. Regardless of what happens in 6 days. Because we haven't even mentioned D double G. D double G. Double J. Double E. Double F. D double G. And we will be live following his announcement, reacting in real time. When he stands up at that podium and he has 3 hats out there, and he takes that Ohio State hat and he throws it on the ground. And he takes some 3-in-1 oil. No. Is that what he would use? No. He would use like lighter fluid like Jimi Hendrix used to use. And he gets on the ground and he's doing this thing with it when he's burning that. And the flames are coming up. I can just see D-double-G having a pyrotechnic announcement, taking it to the next level for the type of explosive back that he is on the ground, like the scene, the iconic scene at the Monterey Pop Festival when they were all sitting there. Here are the mamas and the papas, and here comes Hendrix. He's got his oil out, smashing the guitar, spraying it on the guitar. D-double-G, D to the double G, D to the double G. Brief timeout, more after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you, because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors,
Including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half.
Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out.
Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. As I welcome you back on the one, the only, it is your chill show. Very interesting stuff yesterday. By the way, nobody's calling on this topic, so I guess nobody cares about the football program, which is fine with me. I mean, I'm just going to sit here, and I'm jumping out in 20 minutes anyway. But it's interesting, these conversations that we're having, because I think it's going to be a great upcoming college football season. And I do think it's going to get really, really, really interesting. I was looking just for research purposes how true freshmen fare. Not redshirt freshman quarterbacks, but true freshmen. And the truth is there haven't been many of them that play in their true freshman season, and there really, 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 really hasn't been many of them that have even played down through the years. Schaefer and Ainge both played in 2004. I think Schaefer started the season that year, but Ainge ended up becoming the starter, and he was okay as a true freshman. 55%, 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Hey, Matt, Tennessee would take something similar from Faison Brandon if they could get it, right? I mean, obviously the numbers would be a little better in this offense, but they would take something similar to that.
I mean, those numbers, it's hard to compare those numbers because that was a totally different
I'm
era.
not comparing numbers. Yeah, I'm not comparing numbers.
You wouldn't want that touchdown interception ratio, I don't think. But, I mean, you'd like the team success. I mean, you won the East and played for a title and, lost to that Auburn team twice. But you beat Florida.
Yep.
And that was kind of Ainge's coming out party there early in the year when he kind of won the job. But, it's just hard to compare what Heupel's offense is to any past numbers wise with stats and quarterbacks because it's such a QB friendly offense, which in a way should be comforting that if that's your biggest question mark going into the year, in a way, I think that's probably a good thing. But I can also see how you can view that as a negative.
Casey Clausen didn't start the year at Tennessee as a freshman quarterback, true freshman. But his team went 8-4 that season. Joey Matthews, I believe, played right up till the time of the Florida game. And the team went 8-4, and he completed 62% of his passes. I mean, if you could get similar results this year from this freshman quarterback and he shows promise the way Clausen did, that'd be a good thing. In 2006, Matt Stafford is still, 2006, 20 years later, he's still playing well. As a true freshman quarterback, completed 52% of his passes. His team went 9-4 that year, 4-4 in the league. And Matt Stafford's a Hall of Fame player, so. But you got to start somewhere, and that's why these guys don't want to play true freshmen. In 1999, Josh Booty, again, didn't start the season as a true freshman quarterback, but played, and here's what he did. He completed 48% of his passes, 1,800 yards, 7 touchdowns. 7 touchdowns and 19 interceptions, and that's everybody's worst nightmare when you throw a freshman out there. That's why they don't do it. That's why you don't do it.
That was 99. He got a coach fired because Saban took over in 2000 down there.
Mm-hmm. So Booty was highly responsible. Tyler Bray in 2010 completed 55% of his passes. Again, did not start the season, but the team ended up going 6-7 that year, 3-5 conference record. And Matt, you're encyclopedic with this. When was Bray's first action that year? Do you remember? First game he started?
It was
the
after
first
all
game
the
he
good
started
teams.
was the one at Memphis.
There you go. It was late in the year.
Matt Sims face all the teams.
One of the worst teams they've ever played. It was so bad. No, he lit it up. Yeah. That was that high offense with Denarius Moore on the deep shots. So that was a fun deal. There, back half. I think that team was 2-6 and won its last 4 to qualify for that bowl game against North Carolina that they won. And like you said, they went 6-7 that year. That team really went like 7-6 with the 2 false finishes.
False finish year. The 6-7 finish. That's right. And by the way, we call those dusty finishes in wrestling parlance. And that was the year Tommy West came on the air with us and cut a promo on Memphis and said these people aren't serious. Moving along. Chris Leak at Florida. 2003, Chris Leak. It's kind of in Tennessee land. We got CJ, they got Chris. You know, that's so Tennessee. Anyway, he completed 59% of his passes and pretty much stayed out of the way as a true freshman quarterback. He did not start the season for Florida. I don't know who their starter would have been. Brad, do you remember that? Who started the season for Florida that year in 2003?
Engel Martin, maybe?
Engel Martin is really good.
Maybe.
Because he's from Nashville. The great Engel Martin. Shout out to Engel Martin. If he was north of the border where these Canadian Fires are coming from. But key yourself out there, Brian. It's like I'm hearing myself echo. There you go. Leak completed 59% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. They were 8-5 with a 6-2 record in the conference, and they basically had him stay out of the way. Quincy Carter in 1998. Again, these true freshman quarterbacks in this league, and these aren't guys that have started the season. There's only one. Brent Schaefer, I think, is the only guy in a serious program that started the season as a true freshman quarterback. Now, some of the other lesser programs have done it. Vanderbilt's done it. Kentucky's done it. A couple of lesser programs have done it. But when you're seriously trying to compete, it's very, very, very rare to throw a true freshman out there. Now, some would say, well, Michigan did it last year. Yeah, they did. They bought the guy off LSU's roster. It was like a humble brag in order to do it, or maybe even a not so humble brag. I think that's Larry Ellison's wife and the guy that runs Barstool. They went in on a quarterback. Anyway, in 1998, Quincy Carter, for those of you who are Dallas Cowboy fans, completed 60% of his passes, 2,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Team went 9-3. The touchdown to interception ratio for these true freshman quarterbacks is not good. It's never good. It's never good. That's the thing to watch this year, because these kids are going to make mistakes. Anything else, Matt, you care to add while we studied some of the past guys?
No, I think that the interception numbers for a lot of quarterbacks in the past were a lot higher than they are now. Now that there's data, there's just the value of not turning the ball over has become greater. You see less turnovers from quarterbacks. And I think with Quincy Carter and I think Josh Booty, both of those guys were former minor league baseball players who came back. So while they were true freshmen, older. They were like 22, 23. And Chris Winkie, when he was at Florida State, I don't know if he started his first year down there, but like some of these true freshmen are not really 18-year-old true freshmen too. So
other guys
feel that you kind of found yourself in.
Other guys that have started as true freshmen in the league are Austin Carta Samuels. That guy sounds like he should be playing in the World Cup for Capo Verde. Jalen Hurts saw time as a true freshman in 2016. The immortal Brandon McElwain from South Carolina, Brian, 2016. Do we remember him?
Do you remember Jake Bentley?
Jake Bentley.
Does he count?
Bo Nix Clicks. Bo Nix Clicks, Bri. Do you remember Bo Nix Clicks?
Yeah.
Here's a couple more. Kyle Allen, 2014 with his team went 8-5, 3-5 conference record. Drew Lock in 2015 completed 49% of his passes, 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. This is as a true freshman now. That team went 1-7 in the league. Wesley Carroll at Mississippi State completed 52% of his passes in 2007, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. We talked about Ainge. We talked about Clausen, and then the list sort of went on. But when you start talking about the Carta Samuels and those people, I mean, anyway, it's an interesting conundrum that Tennessee probably is going to find themselves in. And the best you can do when you have a situation like this is navigate through it, in my opinion, and hope your guy grows and try to put him in spots. Try to put him in spots where, hey, you know, he's he gonna be able to do it. But let's go ahead and go back to our phones and get Richard in the hunt and in the mix with us. Richard, welcome in.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. Hey,
welcome in.
And Tony, I want to also echo what Russ said. Hey, yeah, that little segment with your brother there, man, it was awesome, man. Like I said, that brought a big smile to my face. Trust me, man.
Right on,
I
brother.
stuff like that, and
right on,
Tony. I've always said, again, I've never met your brother, don't know all of his special needs, but one year I got a chance to work Special Olympics, and Tony, it was one of the most, probably most changing of my life type things that I ever got to deal with was to do the Special Olympics. When I saw all those kids and regardless of the age and just how they just loved each other and competed and didn't care about winning or losing, it was just amazing. And I've always said from that point on, Tony, that people like that are angels to me, man. They're God's blessing to us. I know we don't understand, and we're like, man, the situation they may be in, but Tony, trust me, man, I love and adore people like that, man, because they just bring a smile to my face, and I love it.
God bless you. One thing that growing up with my brother taught me is not to be afraid of people like him, and just when I see him and get a chance to interact is embrace. But people that are called, I've got a couple nieces that have gone into teaching and educating people like my brother, and that's just a wonderful calling. And then people that work with them on a volunteer basis, like the Special Olympics, various camps that he had a chance to attend throughout his life when he was growing up. Just, I mean, you talk about some special stuff that I was exposed to. And when you're young, you think this is everybody's kind of normal. But now that I've lived and I realize that my childhood wasn't everybody's normal, there's nothing I would change about that. It was such a heart softening opportunity for me, and it really did soften my heart. So good for you for mentioning that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So little football, I guess. The conversation. First of all, I will say I agree with Matt on the lay down linemen or various things, or just laying down. Period. The faking injuries. After watching this soccer tournament, Tony, I thought I was watching 11 LeBron James after running around falling down in NBA games. But
I'm telling you, these guys are, and these guys, not only do they fall down, Richard, they roll around and do what they call in baseball the Latin death roll. I mean, these guys act like literally like they're gasping for air, passing away right in front of you. I mean, and then they get right up. That's the disgraceful part of it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So that was, but I have enjoyed the tournament. I ain't going to sit there and say that I haven't enjoyed it at all, because I have. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching soccer, and I'll always look forward to the World Cup. I'm just glad. I think when the ratings come out for this World Cup, because of being in this country and everything, I think it's going to shatter every World Cup out there from ratings and just the amount of people who came here versus it may go to another place, like another country or Europe or something like that. I think it's just going to be incredible. The numbers are going to be off the charts. So,
yeah.
But saying that, football wise, yeah, Faison, I tell you what, I don't think for his success with what all he's got returning. I mean, it's not, we talk about, he's got his running backs returning and Love Bishop, and he's got, two of the best receivers returning wise in the SEC, yardage wise, experience wise. We forget about the tight ends. I think they're very, very good there. I think their top two tight ends are both going to have big years and stretch the field. And then with the offensive line, Tony, we don't need him to win games. We just need him or GMAC, whoever the starter is, but I think it's going to be Brandon. we just need him to go out and not lose games. The team is good enough around him to still score a lot of points. And I kind of look at it this way. Even though Joey had a lot of experience as far as just playing college football snaps, Joey had never done it at this level coming into the SEC. And you put him in position. And this time last year, what were we saying? He was brand new, didn't even get to go through spring. And we're like, man, what can we expect out of this guy? And then look what happens and what Josh got out of him. Well, I think we can get some exciting things even out of a true freshman quarterback, because the offense is designed to hit big shots and to run the ball in between the tackles. And then Brandon and, Faison brings an extra ability to run the football as well. He's physically ready to play at this level. And, we just need him to just go out there and just execute and not lose games. And I think we're going to be in every football game. I truly expect that. I don't expect us to have a game where we're just outclassed by anybody. We may only go 8-4, but it will be at the end of the year where this team is physically in every game, and I think we have the opportunity to win every game.
It's a funny thing you mentioned that, because, I think we'd put up with a lot of outcomes this year, but getting boat raced by people is not one of them, Richard. We should be past that. I agree with that.
Yes. Oh yeah, have to be past that. You can't be in this year and just from the beginning of the first whistle that you're just physically mismatched. I don't expect that to happen. These games all come down. I mean, this league is so middle grind that there's going to be so many games going to come down to a few snaps here and there. It's going to be unbelievable. And again, I don't expect the road stinker. I guess the three teams that would be road stinkers would be, if you lose at Arkansas, Kentucky, and Vandy would be the road stinkers to me.
Are we emptying the bench at Vanderbilt, Richard? Because Vandy Dandy's on here talking Vandy Dandy's talking trash on you, Richard. Arkansas, South Carolina, Vanderbilt are the road games. By the way, are we emptying the bench, Richard, on the way out for you against Vandy? Yes or no?
I think we win by 17 points. How about that?
Bench is going to get empty, Vandy Dandy. It's not going to be a fun day for you, Vandy Dandy. Hey, not going to be a fun night in Nashville, Vandy Dandy.
Tony, when Josh has one of those games he had last year and he has a vendetta coming back the next year, I always put money on him.
You're the man. Thank you, Richard.
See you guys.
Great conversation. On the way out, I love you. Tomorrow, in the spirit of the World Cup final, I'm going to ask you a simple question, and you better participate tomorrow in the show or you're going to piss me off. The best crowd in any sport, anywhere you've ever been in, what was it? And I want you to tell me the story. The best crowd anywhere. It doesn't have to be Tennessee related. It can be anywhere. Anywhere you went, anywhere you did, anything you saw. But I want you to tell me a story tomorrow in the spirit of, in honor of, how just fun the World Cup's been. I'm really proud of our country, and I'm proud of that crazy tournament that came here. Our country with all its imperfections, and FIFA with everything they've got going on. Bino won't be here. Hopefully Matt will come sit in with us and share with me some special environments you've been in. In the meantime, I love you. I thank you. Thank you, Brian. No high noon overtime today, but I thank them for the patronage, and I support them, please. In the meantime, we love you. Peace, GBO, and here he is, William Patterson.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio. You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
T to the B, welcoming you to another edition. This is the Tony Basilio Show. Pump. I'm pumped. You're pumped. We're all pumped. I scream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream as we welcome you to another edition. This is your Basilio Show. TBIE he. As I got to figure out how to get a good shot here. Let me turn myself on. Cinco Molly.